Hey Fabric, Melissa here with our new group guide, our newest group guide that goes with our At the Core conversations going on this January into February. Welcome. I wanted to give you a quick walk through the guide and how it can help you have a great group this winter. So let's get to it. Here's the front, and I love the cover. I love our logo with our 5 value icons, and that could be a great thing to even talk about in your group one day. Just like put this up in front of people and wonder about which icons make you feel what and what you notice, what they make you wonder or think about. That could be fun. So anyway, right away, right on the cover, there's stuff you can do. But let's jump into the heart of this. This guide is really to help you be intentional with your time. Because we know about the potential of groups to help us weave life deeply is really huge. That's what they are made for. There's so many places to have good relationships, but this one is one where it's all about forming significant relationships where we share our lives and give and receive care and build trust that allows all that to happen and allows us to grow. So share, care, trust, and grow. That's what this is about. So it's important just to right off the bat, remind yourself as the person that's bringing it together as a facilitator this week or coordinating your group. That takes some effort. So it's really helpful to remind yourself why you're doing that, and to keep that in the front so that you're not, doing extra stuff that doesn't really help with that, or worrying about things that aren't really what you really are being about together anyway. So this is about sharing life, caring, trusting, and growing. No small things at all, but also, that is all. So to have meaningful time, there's really just 3 decisions to make. And so this guide gives you ideas for each of those decisions and just gives you a little structure to think about your time and how you want to use it ahead of time. So the first piece is grounding your group in why you're together and just the basic ground rules, because as we know, people are peoply, right? Groups are a place where people can be peoply. So we talk about being both brave and human. And that's what these ground rules can help us do together. So this page just introduces you to the idea of why do we even have ground rules and how can we explore them? The next page is the actual ground rules that we've lived with that have evolved a little bit for us with groups. And these are a guide for you to think through the habits and practices that will help you be brave and human together. And the page before just has 3 options or ways of exploring those together. They aren't the only ways, but I hope they'll give you some ideas and just reminders to keep them in front of you in some creative and different ways. All right, so that's the ground rules. This is the middle page, and it just reminds you that this conversation is about at the core, what's at the core of us, and it kind of grounds us in the current topic. And what's unique now is that what we're talking about is also how we're talking about it in groups. So we're talking about these core values, but we're also using them to guide how we engage those ideas. So let me show you the next 3 pages, which is all that we have left. So there's 1 page for how you'll open, 1 page for your focus time, kind of the longer heart of it, and 1 page for closing. And they all have 5 different ideas of how you can enter into that, into your time together. So this is 5 different ways to open your time, each inspired by a different one of the core values. So whoever's facilitating can choose any one of these, or just let these inspire an idea of your own. For the main focus page, same thing. Whoever's leading the conversation that week can look through these and get an idea that one point from Sunday's message that really left me with some questions. And I think I would love to explore that more. And I might want to use this bottom one called Share Warmth, and share that one passage and give everyone some time to work through it together. Or maybe I found a poem or article I want to bring in. So anyway, just different ideas inspired by the values. And we encourage you to choose whichever one you want. Just because the week is about choose connection doesn't mean you have to use that way into talking about it. So there's lots of meta layers here. I think you know what I mean. Ideas, and run with it. Have some fun with it. These values work because they are an ecology, as Greg was talking about in this first week. They all go together. They need each other. So I really encourage you to play with them and try different ones each week. All right. The last is closing, and I just encourage you to not forget this part. Leave at least a good solid 5 to 10 minutes for it, because this is where the time that you've spent together can be celebrated, and some gratitude, and just that act of reflecting on your time helps it change us, and it helps you learn how to be a group together even more deeply, and helps you kind of let it sink in and start being digested into your life, because that's why we're doing this, because we actually think it matters for our lives. And it does. So thanks so much for the time to watch this, and more so the time and effort, even though it probably never feels like quite enough or quite right, just to connect people, to choose connection through groups. So they're a tool that we have, that we're proud of, and that is always evolving. And I thank you for doing that with me and with Fabric. All right, talk to you soon.